In today's tutorial, let's explore the twinkling snowflakes. This is twinkling snowflake number 1. Welcome back to the Crochet Crowd as well as yarnspirations.com. I'm your host Mikey. Today we're going to do one of the twinkling snowflakes. There are 3 in the collection and this is snowflake number 1. Now this snowflake is actually relatively easy to do. I've actually enjoyed it and I've used Peyton's Grace instead of a Handy Crafter. You will notice in the instructions it's asking for Bernat Handy Crafter Holidays. Essentially means it's more for the Christmas season, so it has a bit of sparkle to it. Again, you can substitute your yarns in order to match the creativity that you have. Now my snowflake has been hardened with some cornstarch and so I can hang it as a decoration. I can use it as a doily if I wish, or I can just use it anywhere I please. So without further ado, let's just get on to this tutorial and let me show you how to make one of these twinkling snowflakes. For tutorial purposes, I did my snowflake in green because you can see I have a white background and the green shows up a lot better. So I'm going to be using another color other than white because I know it's really difficult to see. So this is the snowflake that we're aiming for. We have the instructions available in written format, but guess what? Those that like the diagrams, we also have it in diagram format just like this. So I'm going to be following along on the diagram side of this particular equation. I love diagrams over written words because I like to see exactly where I'm going. So if you prefer this method or the written instructions, that's up to you, but let's get started. Right after this I'm going to be using a 4mm, a size I think a G crochet hook that is. Now you will notice that it calls for 3.75mm, a size F. I don't have that in my collection so I just went up by one little size in order to make it. So you can just adjust. You can do this in many other kinds of yarn. You just have to make sure that your hook complements the yarn, and then this pattern is doable in any size. So you can make a really huge snowflake or even make it even smaller by using thread yarn too if you would like it even smaller. So to simplify this for you, what you're looking at is essentially 4 rounds. I know it looks like a lot more, but it's not, and so that's what makes it nice and quick and easy, and that's what kind of makes it kind of nice and airy too. So I am going to be using the cotton yarn today, Bernat Handy Crafter. It could also use Lily Sugar and Cream Cotton as well, and that's something that's up to you. So without further ado, let's start now. Let's begin by starting a slip knot. Remember that never counts as one when we're going to work on this kind of project. So we have a slip knot already on the hook and we're going to chain 6. So just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Simply just go into the beginning chain, yarn over and do a slip knot or slip stitch and just pull it through, and then you'll have the center ring of your snowflake. Round number 1 we're going to be doing treble clusters, okay, and basically 4 stitches look like they're coming together as one, and the way that we're going to do it is really quite unique. So let's begin, and I'm just gonna show you instead of just wasting your time. So you just gotta chain 4. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, and now we're going to do 2 trebles into the center here, but they're clusters. So this is how you do it. So you wrap it twice for a treble, going into the center ring, pulling it through. You'll have 4 loops left on your hook. Yarn over, pull through 2, and then yarn over, I'm just gonna get that last one, yarn over and pull through 2. So you don't want to finish it all the way. So normally you would yarn over and pull through the final 2 and finish that, but it's a cluster so we want to stop there. So we're going to do another one of those. So wrap the hook twice, going into the center ring, pulling it through, pull through 2 and 2, just like this. So this is partial of the cluster done, but what you need to do is that you need to yarn over and go through all 3 loops and then chain 4. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, and come down into the center ring and slip stitch. Okay. So when you pull up my other project back that you see here, this is the kind of like what you see going on right here. Okay. So let's do this again. So we're going to chain 4. So, and we need to do this a total of 6 times. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, and let's do a treble cluster. So we're gonna wrap the hook twice into the center, pull through 2 and 2 and hold it. Do it again. So wrap it twice into the center, pull through 2 and 2 and hold. So now that you have your 3, yarn over, pull through all 3, and then chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and slip stitch back into the center ring. So we need to do this for a total of 6 times. So I'm gonna show you one more time. So we're gonna chain 4 to start. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then we're gonna cluster. So we're gonna wrap the hook twice into the center of the ring, pull through 2 and 2, and hold. So we're going to do that again. So wrap twice, center ring, pull through 2 and 2. Okay, and now that you have that done, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops, chain 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then come back to the center ring. So I want you to do that 3 more times. The center ring is a slip stitch. So I want you to do it 3 more times so you have a total of 6 of these going all the way around. So I'll meet you back here in just a moment. I want to leave you with a little tip. I've got 4 done and I'm running out of space. This is no big deal because you're working on the ring. You just have to shift everything around. It's a little awkward at first, but you just have to shift it because it's just resting on the ring. So if you're running out of space, just shift everything out of the way so then you can finish the rest of the petals if the center is not if it's filling up too much. Okay, keep going and I'll see you back here in just a moment. I'm coming up to my very last one. I'm chaining 4 and then I'm coming back down in the center and I have all 6 of these done. So we have to finish off at this point. So we have to fasten off. So just take the yarn and cut it. And I want you to weave in the ends nicely. The reason why we're fastening off the yarn is that because we have finished down here, the next row has us starting at the top. If we do some slip stitching to the top, you're going to notice it climbing up one side of this. So we want the next round to have a nice clean start to it. So we're fastening off and then just weaving in the ends at this point here. So if you're starching your petals or your snowflakes, what's gonna happen is that this is pretty well gonna lock in anyway, but you could do a nice job. Use your darning needle and get it nicely in there as well. That's the beginning chain or the beginning straggler, so we can cut that out. And so as I'm going along, I'm gonna just clean it up and then basically keep moving along. So let's move up to row number 2. In row number 2, I got off to a wrong start when I was practicing this, and I thought I was gonna have to do this outward space before getting across here, but I was wrong. So what we want to do is that when we go to work on this project where I just kinda left off, so I will start off and I will go on the top of 1, okay, and then I'm going to chain 3 and then come into the next one over here. So I'm gonna jump over to begin so then I can actually finish off in a nice little way in order to keep this project in balance. So when we're going to start the next one, just be very aware of where you're starting and where you are here on this snowflake. So let's begin a slip knot and start our next round, which is number 2. So as I just finished saying, so we want to join it to the top, okay, of the cluster. Just join it to the top, so just go in. I would wrap both strands around and then pull through. It just locks it in better. That's a personal choice I always like to do. I always get like really frantic if things are gonna fall out on me, especially if it's gonna be visible for everybody to see. So now that I have that locked in, I'm going to start by chaining 3. So 1, 2, and 3. And I want to come to the top cluster. And how do I know which one is the top cluster? You just gotta be paying very much attention. So you can see here, do you see how everything is leaning towards this section right here? Okay, just follow where these are leaning over. So no matter which ones you're looking at, just follow that string over and that will show you where the top of the cluster is. So you're going to follow that and go into that stitch. It's gonna be a little bit tight. Don't you worry about that. And go into there and pull through and through for a slip stitch. And now what we're going to do is that we're going to start jetting upward to do this section right here. So let's begin going upwards. So we're going to chain 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Now that we have our 9, we're going to slip stitch back into that very same space that you already slip stitched already. So just coming right back down in that same space and pull through and through for a slip stitch. And now this is the part that is appearing to jet upward when you go to look at the other pattern. Okay, so this chain is underneath all of this fabulous stuff right there. So now you're going to chain 3. So 1, 2, 3. come to the top of the next cluster. Again, just follow those strands over and going in for a slip stitch and pull through and through for a slip, and then you're chaining 9 again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, 6, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And now I'm gonna come back into that same spot where I've already slip stitched and slip it again. Okay, so this row is gonna look really weird. It's gonna have all these outward pieces. So I'll just review one more time. So you're gonna chain 3, 1, 2, 3, top of the next cluster, going in for a slip stitch, through, chain 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, and then come back into that same space for a slip stitch. Continue the same idea going all the way around, and I'll meet you back here in just a moment. When you come up all the way back around, we're gonna end up on the last leg of the snowflake, and you're gonna go in exactly where you've done the slip stitching to begin where this chaining 3 extended from. So we're going to slip stitch there, chain your 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then going back into that exact same space. And that will conclude off this round, which is round number 3. Just like so. So you're gonna have these stragglers pieces hanging out, and I'm going to trim my yarn that was kind of hanging from here so I can get rid of that so it's out of the way and I'm not confusing you any further. So let's move along to the next round. This next section is really easy. If you can remember the number 3, you're going to be laughing throughout this whole thing because everything is in groups of 3. So to begin this round, we're going to chain 1 first, and then we're going to single crochet in this chain 3 gap. Okay, so it's not these outward petals, but it's in the gap that's joining these clusters together, and you're going to do 1 single crochet, or sorry, 3 single crochets. So 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so now we're going to immediately jump to this chain 9 space. So this chain 9 space has 4 sections of groups of 3. So let's just start and I'll show you. So we're gonna start off by single crocheting 3 times. So 1, I'm going right into that gap. Okay, this is 3. So now we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3, and then come back into the same space for another group of 3 single crochets. So 1, 2, and 3, and then we're going to chain 3 again. So 1, 2, and 3, and coming back down in this chain 9 space again, single crochet another 3 times. So 1, 2, and 3. So I want to show you what you need to look for. So you have that one group of 3, so there's 1, then we have a chain 3, we have another group of 3, then chain 3, and then we have another group of 3, but you need a total of 4 groups of 3 in this thing. So after you get this one done, chain 3 again. So 1, 2, 3, and put in 3 single crochets again. Now this is going to run out of stitch work, so you just gotta move things. Remember, it's around the chain. Just move it out of the way and continue to put more in there, and the next round will cause it to stabilize. So you're putting in 3 single crochets, and I'm gonna review this once again. So if you're lost at this point, so you're looking at the sections right here. So you have 1 chain 3, or another group chain 3, another group chain 3, and another group chain 3. And when I look at the pattern, what's gonna be happening on this thing is that when I look at the pattern, what's gonna happen is that you need 3 of these chain 3 spaces in order to work it, and that's what's kind of going on within this pattern. So you got 1 and then chain 3, 2 and then chain 3, and then 3, chain 3, and then 4. So go to the next chain 3 space, and it's between the clusters, and you're going to put in 3 single crochets. So 1, 2, and 3. And now you're just gonna immediately jump to the next chain 9 space. So let's do the 4 groups of 3 again, and this time I won't stop. So going 1, 2, and 3. That's one group. Put in your 3 chains, 1, 2, 3. Come back in, a single crochet again for another 3. So 1, 2, 3, and then chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Coming back in, another 3 single crochets. 1, 2 and 3. And remember that we are continuing to look for these chain 3 spaces. There should be a total of 3 of those. So it means I still have another group to go. So chain 3 first and then the final group. And again, if I'm running out of space, just move it out of the way, just kind of pull on it and more chain will expose. 1, 2 and 3. Okay, so then that's what I see at this point. Okay, so it's kind of looking like the same as the other one. They will stabilize and they will center out. So let's just review again. So chain 3 space is in between the clusters. We're going to put in 3 singles. Then go to the chain 9 space. Do another 3. 1, 2, 3. Chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Coming back in. Another 3. 1, 2, 3. Then chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Come back in for 3. 1, 2 and 3. And then I see I only have 2 chain 3 spaces so far, so I gotta do it again. It's 1, 2, 3 and then do the final 1, 2 and 3. Okay, so just continue to do that all the way around. You only have 3 more to go at this point, and then I'll meet you back here for the final revolution of this beautiful snowflake. So I'm coming up all the way back around. I've just finished this last chain 9 space here, and I obviously have just started here. So I want to just join this to the beginning single crochet that we started with right here down on the line, and I need to fasten off one more time. So we're gonna fasten off. The reason why we're fastening off is that we wanna make sure that we're staying towards the outside of the snowflake, because the final round, you see how it's resting on the outside? We're currently down here. So if we don't fasten off, we have to then slip stitch all these stitches and it's gonna be very visible. So we wanna fasten off here and then restart back over here, or where are we starting on this side? We're going to be restarting back over here. So here's where we are in the pattern, and you can see that there's a lot more nicer outside stuff to go. That's in the final round here, but this is what it looks like at this current pace, and we want to be able to start. So we're going to we can rotate anyway. We want to just go to this side of the snowflake, and we want to play within the gapping of the chain 3 space. Okay, so let me grab my yarn and I'll see you back here in just a moment. So I'm gonna create my slip knot once again, and I'm gonna join my yarn, and I'm gonna try to take my time on this particular row. It's not hard, but there's a little bit of dancing that you have to do in order to do it properly. So let's just join it to the chain 3 space. So just go right into the space itself, okay, and just wrap and pull through, and this is how I'm gonna join it myself. And I'm going to lay down the straggler so that it's on top of the snowflake, so I can bury that in on the top without really much trouble. We're going to chain 1 to start, and we're going to put 3 single crochets into the same space. So 1, 2 and 3. Now there's 3 stitches that you can see here, but it's really hard to get into the first one, so we're not gonna worry about it. We're going to single crochet in the next 2 stitches. So the first one we're just gonna ignore, and then we have to do a total of 3 single crochets, but the final one is gonna be in the next chain 3 space. So skipping over to the second crochet, just our second stitch, just a single crochet into that one and to the next one, and then go into the chain 3 space. Once again, single crochet. So we're now gonna start building up and making it look really kind of fancy at the top, just like you see up here. So to do that, we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to come back into the same space for our double crochet, and then we're going to chain 3. So 1, 2, 3, and slip stitch back into this chain 3 space down here. And this is on the very tip of the snowflake. So we're gonna do 2 more jetting outwards. So you can see that there's 3 here, 1, 2 and 3. So we're gonna do this one, and this one's bigger. So when we go to do this one, we're going to just immediately start and chain 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4, and we're gonna do 2 trebles back into the same space down here. So to do a trebles, wrap twice in, and we're gonna finish these trebles. Okay, they're not a cluster. So okay, treble once again. Once you're done that, then chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and coming back into the same space, just slip stitch once again. So that is the middle one of the 3. So you got 1, 2, that's, and then what we have to do is just do the same one that's on this side but on this side. So to do that we chain 3, 1, 2, 3, double crochet back into the same space, and then chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and this time we're going to single crochet back into that same spot to finish. Okay, so I am going to review that once again, well probably 2 more times. So you have, like you can see, the jetting out for 1, 2, and 3, and that's exactly what we see on the sample. So let's carry on moving across and around the snowflake. So now that we have this section done, we're gonna just immediately start, and the first 2 are going to be a single crochet. So we're gonna do that. So 1 and 2. And now we're going to play within this chain 3 space on this side. So we're going to put in 3 single crochets into that same space. So 1, 2, and 3. Now if you remember, we did that, we put in 3 over here before we started coming to the jet area, or jetting out, just like you see. So you gotta remember, we're kind of keeping it the same. So now we want to start, and we want to build out that you see coming, jutting out like so, this little knobby thing, and then coming back in. So that's kind of a weird thing in the pattern. I've never seen this done before, so it's kind of a neat thing to learn. So we're going to chain 4. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And we want to half double crochet into the second chain from the hook. So 1 and 2, wrap the hook and go to the second chain, pull through, and pull through all of them, and then chain 2, 1 and 2, and then slip stitch into the exact same spot where you did the half double crochet. And then that finishes that little knobbly thing, and then we're going to chain 2. So 1 and 2, and now we're going to move along and start the next section that you see. So we're kind of right in between this right now, and we're gonna start another one, and so I'll show you how to do that once again. So let's begin again. We're gonna pick up right where we started, right here, and then we're just gonna do exactly the same thing over here. So let's begin, and once you get this into your mind, it's just relatively easy. It's just a matter of getting it there. So to begin, we're going to put 3 single crochets into this chain 3 space. So this is the, you see that there's 3 of them, so this is the first one of the 3. This is the top section where the final peak is, and then this is the other side. So we're going to put in 3 single crochets the first one. So 1, 2, and 3. And if you remember, we're just gonna skip the first one that you see kind of right here, come into the next 2 for a single crochet. So 1, and go into the next one, 2, and then single crochet into the top, chain 3. And this is where we're gonna start the jetting out again. So chain up 3 to start. So 1, 2, 3, single crochet, or sorry, double crochet into that same spot, and then chain 3. So 1, 2, 3, coming back in, okay, for a slip stitch. And now you're going to start the middle one of the 3. So this time it's chaining a 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 trebles are next. So wrap twice into the same. Just like that. Okay, you're gonna finish those completely, then chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, coming back down in to that, and slip stitch once again. Okay, and now we're gonna start, so this is the middle section of the group. So you got 1, here's the middle, we got to do the other side. So we got to chain up 3, 1, 2, 3, double crochet back into that same space, and then chain 3. So 1, 2, 3, and then single crochet into that final. So when you go to do the final time, you don't slip stitch, you actually single crochet. So the first 2 here, you're going to single crochet again, 1 into each, and then here is your chain 3 space. You're gonna put in 3 single crochets. So 1, 2, and 3. And now this time you're going to be making this middle section right here, just like you did, and that's chaining of 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We're gonna half double crochet into the second one from the hook. Okay, go all the way through like that. Okay, that's a half double crochet, chain 2, slip stitch to the same chain that you did the half double crochet in, and then chain 2, 1 and 2. And then you're gonna begin the next one. I'm gonna show you that one more time and you can see how it's really kind of filling out. So when you go to harden these pieces here just kind of stick out just like you do there. So let's begin again. So I'm gonna show you one more last time. So we come into the chain 3 space, which is the first one. Here's the middle, here's the last one, and you're going to single crochet 3 times. So 1, 2 and 3. You're going to skip the first single crochet, go to the second one and the next one for a single crochet, and then finish it with the single crochet in the next chain 3 space. And now you're in the middle of the petal or of the snowflake. I keep thinking this is a flower. So we're gonna chain up 3. So 1, 2, 3. You're going to double crochet into the same spot and then chain 3. 1, 2, 3, and then come down into the same spot and slip stitch. You're now gonna do the middle one of the 3. So this time it's bigger, so it's chaining of 4. So 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay, treble twice. And then chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then come back into the same spot, slip stitch, and now that is the middle one of the 3. So you still have one more to do on the other side. So you're gonna chain 3 to start. 1, 2, 3, double crochet, and then chain 3. 1, 2, 3. This time you're going to single crochet into that final spot. You're going to single crochet the next 2. So 1 and 2. And now here's the chain 3 space, single crochet 3 times. 1, 2 and 3. So now we're going to do that middle spot like you saw already over here. So we're going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4, and simply just come into the second chain from the hook and do a half double crochet, chain 2, 1 and 2, slip stitch to the same chain that you did the half double crochet into, and then chain 2, and then you're ready to do the next section. So this is what it's kind of looking like on this side here, and then once you harden these things they look absolutely amazing. So continue that same patterning going all the way around, and I'll see you back here in just a moment. When you're coming up all the way back around, you can see that this section's done. I've just finished this final leg over here. So of course we still have to do that joining that creates that knobby thing right in the middle. So we have to make sure we do that. So remember it's chaining of 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4. Half double crochet, second chain from the hook. Okay, chain 2, and then slip stitch to the same chain, and then chain 2, and then this time you are going to just join it to the beginning single crochet that you started with, just like so, and then this snowflake is considered complete. So it'd be ready then to be hardened up in order to make it. So this is how you would do it. You're gonna fasten off at this point. Just weave, do a nice job weaving your ends. If you want to just chain, if you're going to make it as a decoration, you can also chain it. I would recommend you probably chain it prior to hardening it, or you can add some wire to it to hang it with the ornamental wire as well. That's basically a choice that you can make that's most comfortable for you. So that's it for today. When you go to harden it, you gotta make sure that you're gonna lie these down so it's nice and pointed up just like you see here. So I used some pins and I just laid it down on some, I think what was that, wax paper, and I just pinned it down and then I let it harden so that the pins would keep it out so it looks permanently into position. So it kinda looks like a jumble right now, but once you harden it up and you get it all set out, then it'll be great to go. So you're just gonna kind of pull on it and use your pins and be able to stabilize everything. Until next time, I'm Mikey on behalf of the Crochet Crowd as well as yarnspirations.com. Thank you so much for joining me. This is the Twinkle snowflakes, or Twinkling snowflakes. This is snowflake number 1.